What's going on, everybody? It's Eli here from TreeFall Studios, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Perplexing Orb 2 and specifically at multiplayer. So we're going to start on the title screen. It's still not done. I mentioned last week that these buttons would be done. As you can see, they're still not. They're still broken, but I've started to get all the menu functionality in here. So if you click on the fourth button, it's the multiplayer tab. It brings you to two more menu options. This is going to be race mode. This is going to be arena mode. Obviously, all the images are still not done for this, but I just want to show you the progress I've made on the title screen. So when you click on this, it does pop up 4 more stages. So another menu here for the stage select, and then once you click on a stage, it will pull up the player select. So this is very difficult. It's been taking me a long time because basically there's just, you know, menus within menus within menus here, and I've never made anything this complicated before in my previous games. Like I said in the last week's devlog, if you didn't miss it, be sure to check it out. I'll go over all the new challenge mode stuff, but I basically was talking about how for menus, I would go through and just make a different scene and just a single menu per scene and just load a new scene. But now for this game, I've got all the menus in one level, and basically you can load between all of them with all the same stuff going on in the background. You can see the orb is just, you know, cruising on by. So this has been pretty difficult to do, but I love the result, and it's all done, and I get all the images correct in here and all the menus being able to go in and out of them all on the same title screen. It's going to be awesome. So let's jump in and take a look at the level, the first level for multiplayer that I've made so far this week. Alright guys, so we're taking a look at the first multiplayer stage now, and so this has basically been way more complicated than I could have imagined. I'm doing a lot more with the multiplayer than I did in the previous game, and it's actually taking me a lot longer to do than I thought, so it's definitely going to push game dev time back a little bit and the release back, but I'm going to try to get a robust complete multiplayer mode done before launch. I considered pushing it post-launch because not that many people play local multiplayer anyways, but I really want the game to be a full, amazing, complete package. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the multiplayer. So this is the first stage. As you can see, this is 4 players split screen. I'm playing here by myself, so you know the other players are just going to sit there. And if you played the first game, Perplexing Orb 1, you notice that I basically tried to give a little bit of replay value in the stages by having 3 different endings where the finish post would randomly appear as you played through the level. So it would not be the same exact race every single time. I've actually made this game a little bit more random. So there's 3 different finishes like the original game, but now as you can see there's artifacts throughout this level, and the way you win is actually not by just reaching the end. In the first game, all you had to do was be the first person to reach the post and then you would win. And then for 4 players, like whoever would get second, third, fourth, they would just you know, get those places or lose. But for this game, you actually have to get enough points to win. So there's multiple ways of winning points, so this is a little bit more complicated. So you, as you collect artifacts, and you can actually see they're not actually updating right now, is because I'm starting to work on the differences between 2 players and 4 players. But they were working before this video. But you get points basically by collecting artifacts, you get points by knocking down the finish post, and you get points by having no deaths. So there's bonus points. You get 3 points for having no deaths. You get 1 bonus point for having less than 3 deaths. You get 4 points for winning in first, 3 for second, 2 for third, and 1 for fourth. And then you get 1 point per artifact you collect. So basically, you know, the artifacts are laid out where they can be difficult to collect, and as you're racing with your friends, the goal is to try to get as many of these as you can and also get to the finish before they do. to try to win the most points and do it the most efficiently without dying. So as you can see, this stage right here is broken up into a couple different sections. You have the base section right here where it's like pretty much flat, and then you have a 2-path system. One goes up, one goes down, and then there is a elevator system right after that. And after you jump off of these elevators, there's a shrink system where you have to quickly get through one of these paths, and then the finish post would be on one of these 3 things, these 3 paths. Each time it will be different. So that's the layout of this stage. Much more complicated than the race stages in the first game. If you played those, you know they were rather short, and so there's a lot more going on, a lot more areas that you could actually fall, so getting the no death bonus points is actually worth it for this. And another little mention about the randomness. So not only do the finish posts change randomly between all 3 of those positions each game, there are multiple layouts of artifacts each game. So there's multiple sets, and basically it chooses a random one, and these sets do not match the finish post locations. So you could basically have a lot of random combinations. Let's say like artifact set 1 finish post area 3, or like finish post set area 2 and artifact set 1, for example. So there's a lot of different combinations of map layouts per map, and there's going to be 4 of these maps. So basically it gives you a lot of replay value to where it's different each time, but it's not like randomized. I've designed the sets of locations for the artifacts, so basically you can still learn the layouts. So the more you play, the better at the game you'll get, but you also don't exactly know what's going to happen each round, so you're not completely prepared. So that's something I'm working on to try to get the multiplayer to be as replayable as possible. And as you can see, it looks different in this game. I'm going to talk about the dev behind it, actually, for those who are interested in game dev. The first game, I basically created 4 players, 4 stages, and laid them all out in a row, just about 100 meters apart from each other, to where you could see the other players in the corner of your screens racing to the end. In this game, actually, there's only 1 stage, and each player is all on the same exact stage, but each player and each artifact set and each finish post set is all on a different layer, so they're just not being rendered by each person's camera, but you're technically rolling around on the exact same stage with the other players. So I think that's a lot more of a more efficient way to do it than I did it in the first game, and it just works so much better. But so far, this mode between all the points and everything has been a lot more, and the moving artifacts, it's been a lot more complicated than it was beforehand. So now I'm going to get ready and show you how the mode ends. So basically, this time when one player finishes, it changes the music to the oh man, we're almost out of time music. And slowly, you've only got 20 seconds for the other players to finish. Slowly, this black screen just starts fading in over the multiplayer, and this is one of my favorite parts. Excuse me. And then it will hit the multiplayer loading screen, and then you'll slam into the results. And here's a little look at some of the results screens so far. It's not completely done, but I think I really like what I've got going on. I'm probably going to change the texture and maybe clean up the little model for what's holding the balls together. But basically, each one of these orbs represents your points. As you can see on player 1, all of those gray balls are basically all the artifacts I collected. The 3 player orbs are from having no deaths, and then the 4 finish post orbs are for getting there first. As you can see, the other players, I just didn't move the controllers, so they also got the no death points, but they didn't collect any artifacts or finish, so they also got none. So basically, this finish thing, this finish results screen, will be really cool because you'll get to the end, it'll start fading out, the music will crank up, everyone will be racing who hasn't finished, trying to get to the end, making it more difficult to see, and then boom, you'll slam right into the results screen, and everyone will be like on the edge of their seat trying to see who won, because it's going to be hard to tell like who hasn't fallen and how many artifacts each person had gotten and who made it first, second, third, and all that. And then the orbs will fall out of the screen, bounce like they did before, and then land here, and then basically whoever has the most points or whoever has the highest stack will be the winner. There will be text that will say player 1 wins, player 2, etc. But so far, this is my work in progress for the multiplayer results. I was trying to do something a little different than, you know, just getting to the results screen and saying, oh, player 1 is the winner, retry. So I was trying to do something more unique and really just bring this game all together. So I really like how this is going. Let me know in the comments below what you think so far of the complex and like randomized multiplayer level layouts, and let me know what you think of this result screen. Is it a keeper? Should I keep improving it, or should I diss it completely? Let me know what you think. That's going to do it for today's video. If you like this video and you like seeing behind the scenes work in progress updates for video games, be sure to hit the like button. It really helps out the channel, and be sure to subscribe to this channel for more content so you never miss an upload. I noticed when I was looking at my analytics for the last video, about half of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if you enjoyed this video and you thought any of it was interesting, please hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to hitting the first 1,000 subscribers, so it would help us get there, and it would be really great for the channel. Before we go, I need to give a personal shout out to some of our Patreon supporters: Carmen Red, LV, Overhyped Gamer, and PLP. Thank you for everything you do for TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. If you're interested in checking out the Patreon page, the links will be in the description below. And with that being said, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video.